everybody, what's going on? So Midsommar opened in Australia yesterday, not the season, but the movie, of course. A movie that I've been really looking forward to seeing. Unfortunately, it's had a really limited release in Australia, like barely anywhere is showing it. The nearest theatre to where I live is about an hour away, so I'm heading over to pick up my friend Justin, which is going to take about half an hour. I'm doing like an hour and a half road trip for this film. So yeah, we're going to go check it out tonight. Hopefully it's going to be awesome. Hopefully it's going to be worth all the effort that we're going through. So yeah, let's go. Alright, so like I promised, I've picked up this guy who, if you've been following my channel for a while, all you long-time hardcore viewers, you will recognize this guy, Mr. Justin Hartwell.
Hi guys!
The multi-award winning cinematographer, ex-YouTuber. You know, he gave it a good try, but oh well.
I sucked at it.
Oh, you didn't suck at it. It just wasn't your thing. So, so how you feeling, man? We're going to see Midsommar.
I'm really excited about this. I keep on sort of tempering my expectations a little bit, not because I think it's going to be bad, but remembering back to Hereditary, which was not a fast-paced film. It was just a very well-constructed, solid, but slow-burning drama. So,
which is a good thing.
Yeah, it's a great thing.
And that's what I'm expecting from this film as well.
Right, yeah.
From what I know about it, it's very deep in its themes and stuff. So, yeah, look, well, hopefully it's going to be worth the hour-long drive we've got ahead of us. But, yeah, I guess we're going to find out pretty soon.
I don't know why you invited us.
That's why you look so guilty right now, because you know.
We only do this every 90 years.
Alright, so Midsommar, we've just seen it. And alright, let me put it this way. So a couple of years ago, I went and saw the movie Mother. Now, I gave that movie a 10 out of 10, but I walked out of that theater feeling numb. I felt like I'd just seen something that was just so dreadful, it just got to your core. I'm having that right now. And Mother, I mean, it was such a brilliant film. I bought it the day it came out on Blu-ray. It's still in its shrink wrap because I just haven't been able to watch it again. This movie is that exact same thing again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Midsommar is a freaking brilliant film. Well, I guess we'll do the usual thing. Okay, so Midsommar is a movie directed by Ariosto, who did Hereditary last year, was it?
A couple of years ago, I think.
Was it a couple of years ago now?
I think it was a couple of years ago.
Damn. And it tells the story of a girl named Dani who is going through a lot of grief in her life due to a really big tragedy. And she gets invited reluctantly with her boyfriend and his friends to a kind of a pagan festival in Sweden where, look, really weird shit happens and and things turn sour, but not in the way that you really go into this film expecting. Am I right?
No, you're absolutely right. And I think this is one of those movies where you're going to see it once, tell people to go and see it, they're going to go and see it and probably never speak to you again.
Yeah, exactly. Look, yeah, I went in, you know, having looked at the trailer, watched a lot of reviews, I went in with a certain set of expectations, but this movie was way more disturbing than what I was prepared for, but in a brilliant way.
Yeah.
This movie takes you into the screen. It puts you in with the characters and it makes you feel what they're feeling. And for me, any movie that can do that is an absolute masterpiece.
Yeah.
It's not a scary horror film. There were a couple of moments that were a little bit tense.
There's some creepiness.
Yeah, but overall, it's one of those films like Hereditary, which, okay, that was a more scary horror film, but like Hereditary, there are scenes in this film that are going to stay with you forever. Some of the most disturbing shit I have seen in a movie ever, really.
Well, yeah, look, I mean, anyone who has seen Hereditary probably already has an idea of what to expect, but having said that, those expectations are going to be completely subverted. I think what this movie achieves really well on a technical level is that Ariosto has not repeated himself.
Exactly.
He has managed to take the skills that he has developed with Hereditary, and he's ramped them up to 11.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's a great exercise in restraint. There's a lot in this film that you would expect to happen that doesn't. There's a lot of things that happen that you don't expect at all.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think what this movie
100%.
does really well is that it completely keeps you, well, it doesn't keep you guessing, but at the same time, it does keep you on the back foot. One of the masterful things of this film is the way it's cut together, and the way it's shot, and the sound design especially is really, really well done. It really keeps you with character perspective. You're never in a position where you're ahead of something, and it's designed where you're seeing it solely from a particular character's perspective at a certain time.
Yeah.
Because the sound will change with a perspective change. And I just think that is done really, really well, and it's one of those things that will go unappreciated for a while.
So look, yeah, I mean, there's so many things that I really loved about this film. First and foremost, Florence Pugh.
Oh.
This is 2 knockout performances she has delivered this year. The first, of course, being Fighting With My Family, that I gave a 10 out of 10. For me, that movie was absolute perfection. Once again, everything about her performance in this, there were just so many little subtle nuances and things, just slight changes in her eyes or whatever that she did to convey emotion, and she did it brilliantly. She was believable. She was realistic. I thought all of the characters in this were realistic.
Yes.
You know, her boyfriend and his friends, they were supposed to be kind of douchebag characters, but they never went over the top. We had like one character who, as you said, you know, was kind of comic relief, but yeah, not in a typical sort of way. Yeah, exactly.
It's not a joke for the sake of having a joke.
Yeah. I thought the cinematography blew me away.
Yeah.
Everything about this film, the color palette, the shot framing, the weird camera angles, like there was some really disturbing stuff, like that shot that goes upside down as they're entering the place, you know, to sort of make you feel uneasy.
Yeah.
There was so many things that they did with visual language. That shot at the start where she walks in and she's talking to her boyfriend when there's tension there, and he's in a mirror and she's standing there, you know, that sort of that barrier between them, like,
it's incredibly
that
well
was
crafted.
amazing.
Again, like Hereditary, less is more, and a lot of the shots are very simply constructed.
Yeah.
But it's made brilliant by the performances.
Yes.
And again, Florence Pugh is going to be in the same unlucky category as Toni Collette, where both actresses deserve Oscar nominations for their roles. And I'm not kidding, or even over-exaggerating. She is just flawless in this film, but she's going to be sorely overlooked for any sort of award consideration because of the nature of the film. And
although this movie was less of a genre film than Hereditary, I think this one
this
borderlined on kind of art house in a way.
Yeah. As far as, you know, shocks and scares, look, don't go into this thinking it's a scary film. It's not a scary film, but it is custom designed to get under your skin. It will stay there for a long time, and like Mother, it's made to sort of intrigue, repulse, and shock all in one hit, and it does that. But that's the point of the whole thing. It's not a pleasant film.
That's an understatement. Look, overall, I loved the film. There were, the only couple of criticisms that I was thinking of. One was that some of the violence or shock value might have been a bit over the top, but I've stewed on a little bit, even though it's only been like 10 minutes since we saw it. But I kind of think it was meant to be like that. It had to be, because that way, it hits you like a sledgehammer. You got this slow build up, and then when you see these things that are just so shocking, it makes it 10 times more shocking. So yeah, I'll withdraw that as a criticism. There were a couple of scenes I thought maybe went a little bit long, but in hindsight, even at 2.5 hours, I didn't think this movie, I didn't even really think it was that slow, to be honest, because every scene was so engrossing and captivating and hypnotic. And by the end of this film, I literally felt numb. Like, my whole body was just numb. So I'm having a really hard time finding anything to actually criticize this film about, personally.
Well, I think for myself, if there's any sort of criticism I could sort of give it, look, it's largely due to the runtime. I felt it didn't need to be as long as it was. There are a few plot threads that I won't spoil here, but they didn't amount to anything. But again, they're minor. You could take a few things out of the film and it wouldn't affect anything. But at the same time, that is also Ariosto's style, to unfold things slowly and maybe create some tension out of stories that don't finish. Look, they're minor.
Well, look, so for me, Ariosto is an absolute god of horror movies now. Like, this guy has developed his own signature style, which I just respect any director who can do that. This movie takes you to a place that you don't want to be in, but you're
compelled to stay.
You're compelled to stay. It's unique. It's like nothing we've seen before. Look, I can't think of anything that I can criticize this film about, so I'm putting this one up with Hereditary, and I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10.
Well, before I give my rating, I would just like to say, Ariosto, if you are happening to be watching this, could you just tell us a joke or something, just to tell us that you have got a sense of humour and that you're a wonderfully bright person who's pleasant to be around? Because 2 out of 2 movies, I'd be scared to walk up and say hello. I'd worry that you'd sacrifice me to something. But look, this film achieves exactly what it was designed to do, which was to shock, repulse, and provoke. And given the amount of movies that we don't get many opportunities to have that done, like, again, I haven't been this polarized since Mother. But again, it's that same sort of film. I'm going bugger it. 10 out of 10 from me as well.
Nice. All right, so there you go. Midsommar, a brilliant movie that will be very hard pressed to ever watch again. But really big thank you to Justin for joining me on this. Thank you for holding my hand through the film, because and I don't know, maybe if I could entice you to come home with me and tuck me into bed and tell me a story or something, because I don't know how I'm getting to sleep tonight. But look, now that we've got this movie in Australia, look, if you guys get a chance to see it, make sure you do. I know it's got a really limited release over here, which is such a shame.
It is a shame.
But that being said, it was so worth the hour drive that we took up here. I regret nothing. So if this is the sort of movie that you think you're going to enjoy, make sure you get out to see it. It's been out in the States for ages now, so for all of you people who have seen it and stuff, let us know what you thought of Midsommar. Drop us some comments either here, Facebook, or Twitter. All the social media links are in the description below, because we like to talk about movies, and we would love to talk about movies with you. Catch you next time.
Click subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest movie reviews. Skynet will be taking over any day now, so what have you got to lose? Nyah.